This is Mont Saint Michel in France. It's a really cool place, and you know, it's basically this little island, which, you know, it's just got this citadel sitting up front here. It's really kind of cool, and let's zoom in and take a look around this place. This is definitely an awesome place. This is definitely an awesome place, and I would love to go and visit this place at some point. Let's zoom out. In case you haven't already figured it out, what we're looking at here is Google Earth, okay? So we're looking at Google Earth, and this is Mont Saint Michel in France. And of course, we could zoom out just so that you get an idea of where the heck in France we're talking about here. There we go. We'll zoom out a little bit further. There we go. There's France. There's France and Mont Saint Michel, which is where we were just checking things out just a few minutes ago there. Excuse me. And of course, there are lots of interesting places. Oh, let's go to Oxford. Shall we go to Oxford? Shall we go to Oxford? Let's go there. Wow. Drink some coffee, buddy. All right. So anyway, so we're in Oxford, England at the moment. But like I said, this is Google Earth. And, you know, you all know what Google Earth is, right? You know, you all know what Google Earth is. Let's zoom in to Oxford University. Oxford University, there's a place, Oxford University. I always wanted to go there. Well, not necessarily to study here, but I wanted to go there. It was one of those places, you know, I thought, hey, it would be really cool to go to Oxford University. There we go. Not the 3D view that we get with Mont Saint Michel in France a few minutes ago there. So let's not do that one. Let's instead go over here back to a new tab. All right, this is the thing I want to show you. This is actually, you know, I'm playing around here. I'm just, you know, mucking about. But what I want to tell you about is something that's in Google Chrome. It's not necessarily right there in Google Chrome, but I'm going to show you how to get it in Google Chrome. And here's the thing. If I open a new tab right now, and where am I looking? I am looking at Minato-ku in Japan. This is pretty cool stuff. And if I scroll up here, there's some additional images that, you know, I have seen on my desktop here. But every time I open a new tab, watch this. I open a new tab, and this is Hixi, China. And I apologize for anybody who actually does speak Chinese, who knows that I'm messing this up in a big way. Hixi. New tab. Let's go to, here we go, Longboat Key, United States of America. So you notice every time I open up a new tab, I get a nice new picture from the Google Earth, nice new Google Earth image dropped in. And let me close that tab over here. If I click down here, you notice how there's a little globe down here? Let me go to one of the other tabs where the globe is a little bit more obvious. See how the globe is a little bit more obvious there? All right. Let's go back to the U.S. Well, that U.S. is boring. I mean, we know where the U.S. is. All right, let's go to Japan. Let's go to Japan, all right? And I click here, and it opens up Google Earth, which right now will apparently load in progress. So, trillion tons of rock processed. You got to really be impressed with that. And there you go. We are now looking at that bridge. See, this is the photo that we were looking at here. And now we are looking at the 3D view, and we can, of course, zoom in and get a little bit closer and personal there. And if I hold down the control key, I can move this around, stretch it up and down. If I hold the shift key, and by the way, in case you're wondering where I'm clicking, I am actually clicking with my left mouse pointer at the moment, okay? So I'm clicking with a left mouse pointer. So if I use the shift key, I can actually tilt it up and down. So you see, I'm tilting it up and down. You see that? Tilting it up and down, rotating it, and viewing it from different areas. Okay, so again, just to recap, I open up a tab. If I click on the globe that's down here, I will go to an actual Google Earth image that I can move around in and rotate, you know, to different angles, see it from different points of view. Basically, that other image, but, you know, in a 3D format. Hey, let's go see if we can read license plates on cars. No, I didn't actually think we could. And of course, we can zoom in to other areas up there as well if we want to. So, you know, we can zoom into different areas. And again, the same sort of thing. Hold down the shift key, turn it around, look inside the neighborhoods in Japan. Now, how do I do this? How do I do that? Well, the way you do that is if you open up Chrome and you click on a new tab, now that I've got this, you'll have something here that says show apps where the various apps are installed. And I click back and I take a look on the app store down here. You see that? If I go and take a look at the web store over here, there is an extension called Earth View from Google Earth. Earth View from Google Earth. There it is. Experience a beautiful image from Google Earth every time you open a new tab. A beautiful image. I love beautiful images. And if you click on there, by the way, I'd rate it a 5-star. This thing is like kind of awesome. It's got 4 stars for 3,872 reviews, which is probably pretty safe. Add it to Chrome, and when you add it to Chrome and activate this thing, you will find that every time you open a new tab, let's close that tab here, but let's open a new tab. You get a nice new image. And if you want to find that, oh, Niagara Falls, Canada. Let's do that one. Actually, let's close Google Earth here already. And let's go to Niagara Falls, Canada. Niagara Falls, Canada. What do we do in Google Earth? We are progressing 1 trillion liters of ocean processed. That's a lot of ocean processed. All right, there it is. Niagara Falls, Canada. Niagara Falls, Canada. Let's zoom out for a second. There's the Horseshoe Falls over here. Let's zoom into the Horseshoe Falls and let's go over to use our shift key so that we can swing around there. There is the view that you're looking for. Okay, oops, and there's the Skylon Tower. There's the Skylon Tower over there. There's the Skylon Tower. And where's the hotel we usually stay at when we are in Niagara Falls? I think this is the one we usually stay at. I think that's the Embassy Suites over there. Yeah, that's the Embassy Suites. That's the one we stay at. You know why we stay at the Embassy Suites? Because every day they have this welcome thing where, you know, if you're a guest at the hotel, you get to come down and have a glass of wine. Your kids get to munch out in, you know, I think it's on the 5th floor or something like that. Yeah, and yes, and there's a keg there. But you know, this is not an endorsement. I just want to make a point. This is not an endorsement for the Embassy Suites in Niagara Falls. But I do want to point out that I do like staying at the Embassy Suites. When you have kids, it's a pretty awesome place to stay. Although if you're sitting on this side of the room here, which I have, we have been on one of these rooms here, and you're looking down into the Tower Hotel here, it can be a little bit weird. I just want to point that out, okay? But there we go, Niagara Falls. This is what you're really here for. You're here for that view, the Horseshoe Falls. Because with all due respect to my American friends and family, I'm sorry, but this does not add up. It's just not the same thing as the Horseshoe Falls. The Horseshoe Falls are definitely, you know, far more interesting than the American Falls. Cave of the Winds ticket window. Cave of the Winds ticket window. Anyway, so there we go. So in case you haven't been paying attention, just in case, if you want this, you go to the Google Web Store, you install Earth View from Google Earth. It's awesome. Trust me on this. And every time you open a new tab, you get a neat new background for Google Chrome, and it's a background to a place that you can then go and visit. Where are we now? We are Merzouk in Libya. Let's go to Merzouk in Libya and check that out. 1 trillion tons of grains, 7.5 million trillion tons of sand processed. You got to really be impressed with that. You know, you just have to. Wavannamoose Lake. I apologize to anybody who speaks the language because obviously, ooh, cool. Wavannamoose apparently is that an extinct volcano or something? That is really kind of cool. That is really kind of it almost looks like a Martian landscape, you know, minus the obvious lake there. You know, because we don't get an awful lot of lakes in the Martian landscape now, do we? But that is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. So let's zoom out onto the Earth. Whoa! Seriously? Seriously? That was a pretty cloudy day there, Google, when you gave me that one pic. Or is that really what Libya looks like normally? Holy cow. Wow, that's a lot of desert in Libya there. Wow. A lot of sand. A lot of sand dunes. A lot of sand dunes. Definitely a lot of sand dunes. That's like a desert here. Totally desert land. All right. I'm just, wow. Okay, I think I like, oh yeah. I mean, this should be pretty obvious, but you can obviously zoom out on the globe, reposition it wherever you want, and then if you use the shift, you can rotate it in any way that you want. So you can go out to Google Earth and you can rotate it any way you like. And of course, we can, let's just go right here, wherever that is in Queensland, Australia. Let's zoom in. There must be something interesting down here. Is there anything interesting? This is just like, you know, empty space. Wow, I'm really good at getting into the empty space department here. All right, surely, surely, surely. Oh yeah, yeah, of course, and of course, like I said, you can treat this like Google Earth. Let's go. What's a cool place? What's a cool place in Australia? Ayers Rock. A-Y. There it is. Oh man, it's like Google knows what you're thinking before you actually even know what you yourself are thinking. You just start to say something, and it's like, well, obviously, this is where you want to go. Uluru, or Ayers Rock, is a massive sandstone monolith in the heart of Northern Territory's arid red center. That is awesome. That is really, really cool. Let's go to the 3D view there. Nice, man. Nice, nice. I love Google Earth. I really do. And I love the fact that I don't actually have to install a separate piece of software now, and it just opens up in Google Chrome. So there you go. That's where I'm going to leave it for today. I'm going to leave it right here on Ayers Rock. I'm going to go, in fact, I'm going to go and take a look at this picture here, right on the top of Ayers Rock. Scenic spot in Peterman, Australia. Really? That's it? That's the best you can come up with? Kunuya Walk, tourist attraction. That's it? That's the best you can come up with? All right, doesn't matter. Anyway, that's it. Marcel Gagne, out. Are you still here? I'm done. Go home.